Hey guys, good morning. I don't know how much time I have outside because it's really about to rain and it's kind of like wet. So it's gonna be a very rainy weekend. But hey, it's Friday. How we used to say in Hawaii was, yeah, it's Aloha Friday. Not that it matters anything here, anyways, especially with 5 kids and those 2 sweeties. Hello. Say hello, Kalea. She's grumpy. Uh-oh, and she has a scratch. I have a good idea where that is from. I have a good idea. Who touches mommy's plants and eats dirt all the time? Do you have something in your mouth? Yes. Look at you guys. Look. There is a rock. And I'm gonna perform a surgery. I'm kidding. I'm just gonna take it with my fingers. Okay, you guys, you are witnessing a rock. Yeah. Good. Okay, now that it's gone. Wow. 10 minutes later, after he was there playing with my plants, indoor plants, which I actually, so they killed one of my avocado trees. That was actually my first one, and it was the tallest, and it was just beautiful plant. And they touched it too much, they put it too much, they pulled and bent it, and the thing died. It's okay. So they started eating the dirt around it, like putting literally dirt in their mouth. So it looks like they either ate Nutella or whatever else you can imagine of brown. Yeah. So I took that plant out because it was floor level, and then I took another one that they could reach, and then everything else is up now, out of their reach. And they're still trying. They're trying really hard. They're like on the top of their toes. Like you've never seen 2 twin toddler ballerinas like that. I'm amazed how much creativity and power they have. So yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's gonna rain or not. On one side is really cloudy, on one side is really bright. No, there's definitely no blue skies like yesterday, but yeah, it's gonna rain sometime soon, so I'd rather get them out now, take their nap without rocks in their mouths, and they can keep napping while mommy's walking and talking. So today I listened to this guy talking about, I'm not gonna go in detail who I'm listening to, but like I do appreciate opinions of people about the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccination stuff, and it's big. Like this pandemic has done a lot of damage. Lots of people lost their lives. Lots of people lost loved ones, and it's creeping slowly towards our little town here. There are more and more cases every day, and in Japan, it seems like vaccinations are coming no earlier than May, June, if even. So I don't really know what our destiny is gonna be since COVID is, here in town. Just have to be extra careful, and I feel like because Japan is one of those countries where mask is something mandatory anyways. Like you could hide all your life behind a mask and nobody would say anything. Everybody would be like fine with that because it's a personal choice for hygiene, or like keep others from your cold germs, or you don't want to get somebody in the office who has germs but doesn't go home because workaholic nation. So oh my gosh, I remember this one time in one of my schools. I have stories and stories, you guys. I mean, I have stories and stories about work, and I'm pretty sure all the ALTs in this country ever, like, they probably go home with really good stories too. But there was this guy, no one of my favorite teachers actually at all, and he was so sick, like, but that's like 2-3 years ago, or I don't even know. And he was so, like, the typical red nose and like cheeks, like you could tell he's running a fever, like really high fever. He couldn't even talk or walk properly, and he was jumbling there in the staff room like this, and not even a mask. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, dude, why don't you just go home? But like, that's not an option. They don't even think about that. So playing really tough, right? So PE teacher, yeah, you have to be tough. And I just felt like it's like pity. Like, why do you have to do that? And it's like, nobody will say anything bad behind your back because everybody sees how you're walking and talking. And the kids were all gone, and I was like, whatever, play tough all you want. So, I mean, you know, they could sneeze, and the sneezing part is amazing. So you wear a mask, but you sneeze left and right without a mask. See, I don't get that. And there are so many of my friends that I've talked to, and they ask me the same question. Brianna, why do they sneeze without a mask, but they wear a mask? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. But they do. But at least, you know, they wear masks sometimes for some reasons. You know, back home, people sneeze left and right and do the thing on the streets. So I'm kind of like used to it. Well, not really. It's not really a pleasant thing to hear or witness, but anyway. So COVID-19 vaccination. I've been receiving a lot of, from family members especially, emails or links to YouTube videos of scientists mostly from the States, both male and female, you know, Bulgarian doctors and scientists who express their opinions in a scientific level and sort of like conspiracy kind of thing about the COVID-19. And I think I had another little video about this topic before, but anyway, so this is what I think, you guys. Okay, that's just me. First of all, from my observation in this country, because it's been for so long here, it's been like over a year obviously now, people are starting to get casual about it. You know what I mean? Like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't overcome it, I just die, whatever. It's kind of like that. And I mean, in those big cities like Tokyo area, they don't give a crap. Business has to go on and things have to keep going. And just with education, I think is just on the computer, distance education. I think that's how it goes there. But other than that, I think, what do? They shut the restaurants to close by 8 instead of late hours where all the company workers go to drink. It's just madness. But what I'm saying is, like, because there are so many conspiracies out there, so many people are thinking even this thing is just made up stuff. No matter how many people die from it, and no matter how many medical workers cry every day because they lose another patient to the COVID-19, that doesn't matter, right? It's made up stuff, you guys. It's just somebody made it up and spreads fear, and people die from fear. Yeah, bull crap, whatever. I think people are getting casual, and I think me myself, I'm getting so tired of it. I'm getting to the point where it's like lots of friends and throughout the world, but like in the States, have had family members getting it and overcoming it just like the flu. I'm not saying it's like the flu. I'm saying people overcome it just like they overcome the flu without a flu shot. You know, they're a yearly thing, those flu shots. So I wonder if the COVID-19 will be an yearly thing as well. I don't know. And I'm sure they're gonna, you know, improve it with time, and politicians and medical personnel are already being vaccinated. And however, because that germ everybody reacts differently. That's what scares me the most. And my dad told me for a fact how a lady back home, and that was a nurse, medical worker, had the vaccine and died 2 days later. I'm not sure if that triggered something in her body. Everything was covered up and nothing was told about that case. there are cases and cases. Everybody takes it differently. Everybody's immune system is different. I mean, like even every finger on your hands is different. How unique is every person? How everybody is just completely different at reacting at certain things, and like even mentally, if you will. When you tell your brain that you're not gonna recover, you're sending the message to the whole body to stop fighting, kind of thing. Like you have to have the spirit of fight it. So and I watched this documentary on BBC News. I don't even know why I did it. I watched it, but that night I remember we prayed with the kids for all social health workers. Because it was really tough to watch those nurses, how they send the bodies and they push the bodies to the morgue and just lock them up there, and you cannot even get the person to bury them properly. I don't know if they do that. And it was a UK hospital somewhere. So, and then they asked the nurse, how do you feel? And she just broke down and started crying because it's a daily thing. And she said it's really tough to let go. And then they were explaining how, because if you have the ventilator to help your breathing, but you also have to move the body of the person, because they're not capable of doing anything. You just get exhausted, can't move your body. That's how weak you get. And so they were showing how there were like about 4 or 5 people over one person, moving the person from left to right, so the body circulation can keep going properly in every part of the body. That was tough to watch too. And then another nurse case where she was a pretty old lady, really sweet, with short hair, and she was about to give a call to a young wife, because her 28-year-old husband has been there for 3 weeks and hasn't had any improvements. And that's really, really tough, because 28, I mean, you're still a kiddo compared to me, right? So she was about to call, and then they actually filmed how she was calling the wife, and they didn't say what the wife was saying, but it was pretty much the nurse was telling her, we're trying our best. We are trying our best. Okay, so my sweeties are asleep. I don't think there's need for hats, but I took them anyways with me. So I'm just gonna let my little girl down a little bit. Sorry, guys. Okay. So she can sleep properly. I think it's a bit warm today for like having extra jacket, extra blanket. I don't know, even the wind is not that cold, but who knows. I think they're fine. Okay, now there is asleep, so good. That's the school of my kiddos. There. I can hear the bell. Probably the period finished, or another one is about to start. Anyway, so it was really hard to watch. So those are real things, like people, this is something real, and nobody wants that to happen to their family. And when it does, you panic, you think, why me, kind of thing. Like it's like cancer, but like faster, kind of thing. And everybody thinks that will never happen to me, but when it does, you get shocked and you get panicked, and you're starting letting fear come in. And so I think the first step for me, what I would do is tell my brain, fight. And then if that happens to my family members, I'll probably panic more, definitely. And then just pray for them to fight, and pray that they're strong enough, and the medical workers are doing their best. And I know they do. They're amazing. Like all those people who we know around here who are in the hospitals, they're just crazy busy, and probably it's really exhausting for them too. I mean, with the Black Plague, you guys, back then had setups for like hospitals and stuff. Can you imagine how many people died taking care of the sick. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So this vaccine, how do you say it first? It's a relief, right? It's a relief. And people starting getting really political about it. There are conspiracies about it, those microchips and blah blah implanted in. However, I don't really, oh, sorry guys, I bumped them into the curb. I'm not really scientist in a micro molecule kind of area, but like I cannot see in my mind how you can microchip somebody through their veins. It's not even their veins. Like, you don't even aim for the vein. You just poke somebody's arm and you insert the liquid. How does that liquid, where does it, like, what is it that can be your personal data? Like, I don't understand. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to have the data for that person already inserted into that vaccination tube, and that thing has to be inserted into your body and then spreads around randomly into your bloodstream or whatever, under skin. You know how, like, logically, if you think about it, how that's kind of like crazy idea, unless there's technology so fine and so perfect that I don't know about, and I cannot even picture how it will work. Like, I know there, those high top secret personnel who work for national security and underground bases, and like, those things about UFO bases, I don't know, reverse engineering of UFO crafts. And I'm sure those people who work there, because there's so many who came out afterwards and talked to the media, how they say that they were supposed to be quiet and blah blah blah, but some people will talk eventually after that when they're really really old grandpas. Safe, right? So I'm pretty sure those kind of people, they do have, and it's a practice, like, for probably long time now, to have microchip installed into your, let's say, right arm or the forehead, and when you open through, it opens doors to you in bases that regular people like me and you cannot go. I get it, but that has to be like implanted with a surgery, or you know what I mean? Like, you cannot just think of this immunization is gonna microchip. How? Can you imagine the amount of work and preparation people have to put to do that, to make that possible? I don't think it's the craziest idea ever. And Bill Gates, what is with Bill Gates? What is with this guy? I don't know. Another conspiracy was about how it's not even a DNA, it's like RNA, or what is it? Again, not really knowledgeable about those things, but I did have very good interest in it when I was back in the day, high schooler. But medicine and that, like, I don't know, if I were ever into the medical world, it would be with that micro stuff, instead of looking at blood coming out of people. I can't. But people saying, it changes your DNA. Whatever they put inside of you changes your DNA. So you become like what, a dog, cat, an ape of some sort? I don't know. Eventually, and it changes. What is the purpose of that? Genocide? I don't know. Like, changing our biological order, or like what? Making us so sheeple. Like, I heard that term before too. I don't know what it is, but see, with that, I cannot really say anything about it, because I don't know much about it. I really don't. And my opinion will be blankety blank, but if it does, that sucks for all of us. And if it does any changes, let's see, logically, how it would change and how long time it's going to take for people to start showing any kind of signs that they're changing in whatever desirable or random thing they're changing into. I don't know. It just messes up with your brain or messes up with your does it show into when you give a birth to a kid? I don't know. Like those things, they take time, right, to show signs about it. It's scary, kind of scary. It's like the Zika, the mosquito that you don't know if you're bitten by it or not, but then it shows when you're pregnant and your kid shape of the head is different, and you just panic, and that is a nightmare to go through. I can only imagine. Ever since I heard about that, I was scared of every mosquito. And then at some point I just gave up to be scared, because I was like, well, I can't help it. In the summers, mosquitoes are everywhere. They could bite you in a twinkling of an eye, if not faster, and then just leave. And you don't know what happened. And you don't know if that mosquito is born and raised in Japan or came all the way from Brazil through cruises. Who knows, you guys? You don't know. So yeah, honestly, I want to believe that this is a good thing. I want to believe it's good. And I want to believe it's some sort of cure to this madness, so people can start walking all over the world, traveling again, and not feeling stressed about another person sneezing or coughing in the bus or in the train or around you in public. It's just seriously, even me, like I'm scared to sneeze or to cough in public, even though I have a mask. I'm scared because people will just like run after that to the next, like at least 10 meters away from you. It's just really scary. And I would do the same thing if I saw somebody else doing that. There are lots of people that don't wear masks even. So I don't know what masks do if you sneeze, because when you sneeze, even my kids learned that in their elementary school, that you can sneeze up to like 5 meters strength. So mask or not, something will come out. I mean, yeah, definitely. The sneezing into your elbow, I think it's a better idea in that case, but with or without mask. But I want to believe this is a good thing, and then people don't die from that vaccine. And because it's something new things are always hard and scary and not scientifically studied or well-known area, and so people are just scared, including me, and worried, more like worried about the outcome of it. But if the time comes when I personally don't like needles of any sort. You can ask all those nurses in the hospital when my 3 boys were born, and then by the time I had the twins, I was already over it. But I could faint if I see the needle. So every time they took blood out of me, during the pregnancies, I just looked exactly the opposite side, the other way, because when I don't look at it, I don't think about it. So I just look at something, find an object, and just stare at it and study it, and don't think about it, and just feel the little poke, and that's it. If I see the blood streaming into the little container there, and then they take a lot, actually, I probably faint right there. So, and my veins are so hard to find, but that's another thing. It's just, I don't know why. Just my blood is lazy, so maybe that's why I'm always so cold. So I don't like needles. I remember my mom taking me as a little kid to flu shots. They did it in Europe, mostly they do it in the legs. I don't know why. Here everything is in the arm, but back home was the legs, and it's like the triceps here. So it hurts. It hurts for like the next 2-3 days. It hurts really, real hard. And I hated it. I cannot jump, I cannot run, I cannot be myself as a kid. It was a restricting kind of thing, and I didn't like it at all. But yeah, so that's what I remember from needles. And not to mention how I had to stay still and keep the face in front of my mom, because she's also a medical worker, a dentist. So well known in town, and I had to have like this face of I'm brave because I'm the kid of this and this doctor, right? Yeah. Oh, I can tell you stories about shots that they were giving us at school. I don't know if I told you guys how they always had to run after me in the hallways of the school, and I was the last kid always on the line to wait. Anyways, fun times. So if I have to choose something different than inserting something into my body by with needle, I would choose that, whatever it is. If it's a pill, I'll take that. Pills I don't like much either, neither I believe in them. But then I still take the supplements, like whatever multivitamins, especially in the winter months. Even though in Japan they make sure there's veggies and fruits of the season, in the shops all the time. Sometimes you get deficiency of iron or, calcium, whatever. After those two, I'm wondering how much longer my teeth will stay. But I'm grateful they still stay there, so. If I have to, let's say, if I want to go back home to travel, airports and stuff, changing country from country to country, and then the requirement is you have to be vaccinated or otherwise you can't travel, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? Then I'll do it. But if I don't have to, I won't. That's how I am. But it seems like, at least in my country, if you want to keep working, especially in the sphere where jobs with people, I think they're making it a requirement now. Especially those, maybe the elderly people. I don't know what the deal is, but I haven't really researched much about that. But I heard that if you want to be working, you kind of have to be vaccinated. I don't know when the shots are coming into Bulgaria, but I think they're doing it because it's a small nation, about 7 million people, if even that number. Because Bulgarians all over the world, really, mostly in the States and in Europe. Very few of us here in Japan or Asia. But I know there are Bulgarians even in Mexico and like South America and things like that. But anyways, my point is, it's a small nation, so probably the government is thinking, if we take care of everybody to be vaccinated, we can stop, this boom of I understand from political point of view as a whole, it's more convenient, but it also takes the agency from the people, and that's what I don't like about it. It's like when in a very same essence or same idea is like at home, it's like maybe my kids don't want to do this or that, but they have to because mommy said so. Sometimes I think that way. It's like I'm not to take their agency, I'm to guide them through. Oh wow, how did I get to the parenting them right now? I don't know, but like the analogy is the same, this principle is the same kind of thing. I feel like I'm to guide them through their choices. And there are certain things we have to do at home, like all together. I get that, but not about everything. I think we have to be able to leave people with their agency, because if you take the agency from a person, that enslaves them, makes them a slave, and nobody wants to live like that. Nobody wants to be a slave to some governmental officials so the government can benefit from it, and you felt like you got robbed in a way. They can take my everything, but my opinion, my agency has to stay with me, so I don't think that's right. Well, I'm doing my regular walk today, and it feels like, see, it's really gloomy out there, but it seems so far so good, and I'm grateful because the babies can take a nap and not be cranky at home, you know. They woke up early today. They didn't even want to, but I think it's a good thing. Wake up early and go to bed early. Yeah, so that's what I pretty much think. If I have to, if I'm made to, I kind of like don't have choice. If I have to, because I want to go home, then I'll do it. But other than that, I don't think I really want to experience another. And then that's about me, but like, how about my kids, you know? Like, when I think as a parent, I want them to be protected. And I did take them, I think few years, I took them to get the flu shot. And for kids here is twice. For adults is once. I don't think I did ever here, except this one time when I was visiting Japan, and I don't even remember if I did it or not. And that was a long time ago. So, but me willingly here as a mom, I never did it. I don't believe in it. It's not like my attitude. It's my body hating needles and my body also fighting. I just prefer to fight it myself. But that's the flu, which is type A and type B. One with the headache and really high fever, the other one with, you know, the stomach ache and a constant visit to the bathroom. That's if you're an adult. If you're a kid, don't ask. It's back to diapers. Thank goodness I have a lot right now at home. But yeah, I think for my kids, of course I want them to never get anything. And I don't want them to suffer, but also I would ask their opinion about it. And I would give them a certain amount of knowledge and understanding. So I think I'll just ask them what they think about it and what their choice is. I think that's the right thing to do. But if they say you cannot really go to school because you're not vaccinated, that changes things, right? It's definitely changes things. Then again, your choice is gone, your agency is gone, and you are made officially to do it, because if you're not vaccinated, you cannot attend school, right? So oopsies, I'm really hoping that doesn't start raining, you guys. I'm not really that close to home, and the stroller doesn't really have a cover, but I'll just speed up the pace and talk to you sometime soon. All right, peace out. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry, and say a little prayer for the medical workers today. If you send good energy to them and positive energy and thoughts, I think they need it. All right, bye.